Hi, this is Noelle at Petitti Garden Centers, and we're at Oakwood Village, and we're in the houseplant department. And it's October, and it's time to just start thinking about getting prepared, bringing some of our tropical houseplants in from outside. One of the easiest things that you can do and start out a little bit early is actually apply a systemic houseplant insect control to the soil of the pot. This is very easy to use. It's a small granular product. It almost looks like grains of salt and pepper, if you will. And there are directions as far as how large your pot is. So go ahead and measure the top diameter of the pot, and it'll tell you what you need to do. So the palm here is in a 12-inch pot, so I'm using about a third a cup of systemic to treat the soil. Next thing that you do with any type of systemic insecticide is you try to work it in a little bit. So take a cultivating fork, kind of work in the systemic just in the top layer of the soil, and then go ahead and water it in. You want to go ahead and water it thoroughly so that the systemic moves into the soil. It takes care of soil-borne insects. Sometimes we bring fungus gnats inside the house or what have you. It'll take care of those fungus gnats in the soil, but then the root system of the plant is going to absorb it and transport it through the foliage and through, if you have a flowering tropical houseplant, it'll take it through the flowers as well. This type of systemic insecticide works on a lot of houseplant type insects or problems that we see inside, things like mealybug, scale. So when we start to see those types of things, it's good to just treat early. The reason being is this take will probably 2 weeks or so to start becoming active in the system of the plant. So if you can apply it now before you bring the plants inside, it's going to help. It's going to activate quickly, and then the plants will be protected as we go inside for the winter, okay? Usually about a 2-month efficacy on this as well. So you want to apply about every 8 weeks to continue to keep that plant protected. The other thing that we often talk about is after your tropical plants do get exposed to cold temperatures, we often recommend to get them exposed to maybe 1 or 2 light frosts out from underneath a covering. And then if you want to keep them outside for a little bit longer in cooler temperatures, you can just bring them under an overhang. So on a porch, patio, what have you, the overhang for the roof, they can be real close to the house, still be protected from frost, but exposed to cooler temperatures. We're talking about 45, 40 degree temperatures where that cooling will start to make the plant slow down its growth. And that's going to make it a lot easier for you to take care of that plant indoors, inside the home where, sure, the temperatures are warmer, but you're getting a lot less sunlight, direct light onto that plant material. And so we want to signal it to become dormant or go into a dormant state. And you're going to be watering a lot less inside. So that all goes into that dormancy, okay? With this palm, again, exposing it to 1 or 2 very light frosts, keeping it cool or letting it cool down. And then the next thing that we would do is actually remove some of maybe damaged or dead areas. So you can go through and you can prune the plant. I'm going to remove some fronds here that are a little bit yellow and dry. And like I said, just real quickly, removing some problematic areas. You'll go ahead and do that, or you'll make sure that the plant is at a good height for you to take in the house. So you can lightly trim, remove some problematic areas, damaged areas, anything that you'd see like a disease or an insect on, go ahead and remove it. And then you'll be ready to take it indoors. There's a couple other things I want you to do before you take it inside though, is you're actually gonna want to, after you prune, you're gonna wanna spray it off with a cold, hard stream of water. So keep the garden hose out, put it on the sprayer on a high stream, go ahead and spray everything off. Hopefully we're knocking any insects off of the foliage. The last thing that you can do is apply an insecticidal soap. on all over the foliage, tops, bottoms, flowers that you have. That hopefully will control any other insect eggs or what have you that would be on the plant. The other option that you can use is a neem oil, okay? So you can use a neem oil inside the house. You can use neem oil outside the house, so it's really multi-purpose insect, mite, and fungus control. You could also use an insect home and garden spray. This one has pyrethrins and sulfur in it. So look at your labeling, make sure that it says it's okay to use on indoor houseplants inside the home, okay? And be sure to spray it liberally on the foliage of the plant so everything's covered and ready to go. Once you've done that, once that spray has dried, guess what? You're ready. So you're gonna take your plant, your pot, move inside the house, make sure you have a drip tray underneath your pot, right? So you don't damage any floor coverings or carpeting or what have you. And then go from there. When you take it inside, you're gonna be watering a lot less than you normally would outside during the summer. So your watering maintenance is gonna be a lot less. You want the soil of your plant to really be on the drier side of watering. You can recover houseplants if they're on the drier side. If they're overwatered, they will start to root rot, and that is very hard to bring a plant back from a root rot state, okay? So again, keep your water on the drier side. The other thing to keep in mind is you really don't need to fertilize these plants while they're inside for the winter. So a light fertilization, a diluted, maybe half fertilization, if you think the plant's looking a little peaked or yellow or what have you, sure, you could do that, but normally we don't recommend fertilizer through the winter months. When it comes to the end of February, beginning of March, and you see that plant start to perk up a little bit, that's gonna be your signal to go ahead and start feeding regularly again at that time. So basically bringing the house plants in, let them get cold, let them get a light frost on them, get them to slow down naturally. Go ahead and apply your systemic insecticide now, giving it a head start to get working in the plant before you bring it in. That's great. If you're not able to do that, that's fine. You can apply it before you bring it inside as well. And then go ahead, prune any damaged parts or diseased parts or what have you, and then go ahead, spray it off with a cold stream of water, and then go ahead and apply a topical spray, an insecticidal soap, neem oil, or a houseplant safe spray, insect spray, and then go ahead and you're ready to go, bringing it inside. Enjoy.